Welcome back to another episode of the Cape Copcast Chiefs Chat Edition. I'm Lisa Greenberg, one of your hosts.
And I'm Officer Mercedes Simonds. Together we make up the Public Affairs Office. And this week we have Chief, and we're going to be talking a little bit about National Police Week.
Indeed we are.
It's a great week.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite weeks working here.
Me too.
You know, it was kind of funny because a couple days ago we had our National Police Week ceremony and the fire chief came, and we were kind of talking back and forth because I think it was last week. They have one day. They get National or International Firefighters Day, and we get a whole week. And he's like, "What's that about it?" I'm like, "I don't know."
We get the whole week.
But we love it. We have a lot of different events that we do, and it's nice because they come over to support us too.
Yeah, credit to them. I mean, they came over a couple of times, right? They have a relationship with a local, I believe, a mom and pop baker, and brought over cookies for us.
Those were so
which
good.
was
They
really
were
cool.
so good.
Big surprise, you know. I was sitting at my desk actually working. He caught me in the act of doing my job, and he had a big box of cookies, and we took some pictures. And it's more than just photo ops. We got a really good relationship with them, and they came to our ceremony on Wednesday, which is really cool.
So
and
cool.
You don't see that. You know, a previous city manager that used to work here actually commented and said, "I've never worked in a jurisdiction where the police and fire actually get along the way you guys get along." And I've never seen it any other way, so I've only heard of that rivalry. We got a really good relationship with them.
They're awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really great.
Enough about them.
It's about us this week.
Yep.
It's been awesome though. I mean, we always have different things each day of the week to celebrate the men and women who work here, and it's really about them. I love how our command staff really almost like takes themselves out of this week and makes it about the people who are working on the first floor, the people who are out on the road, the people who are, our detectives and things like that. And it's just really awesome to see.
It's important for us to let the men and women know that we appreciate them. We have a great community that has a lot of community support, and I think we're the envy of a lot of places in the country. But it's still a tough job. It can still be lonely. There's still challenges. You're away from your families. I used to joke the only person who worked more Christmases than I did is Santa. And you miss kids' birthdays or so. The birthday party's supposed to be Saturday, but you're working, so we're going to do it on Sunday, or we'll do it the next week. I mean, it just becomes the life, and that's just one thing. You get exposed to a lot of things. There are some traumatic incidents where you have child drownings or car crashes or up to and including homicides. It could be very difficult. So it's important for us as a staff to show how appreciated our members are. And you look at last week, we talked about vacancy rate and responding to calls and numbers, and you can almost accidentally treat the men and women as a number or a figure or a hash mark and a tally count. And they're not. They're fathers, their mothers, their sons, daughters, sisters, brothers, parents, real people.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what this week's about. It started in 1962, where President Kennedy declared May 15th, which is today, National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which it falls is National Police Week. And we've been celebrating Police Week as long as I've been here, and I've been a cop 30 years this year, and it gets better every year. And we culminate it here. We have two big events, right? There's a lot of little events that happen, but the two big ones are our ceremony that we do right out front at Protectors Plaza with the honor guard, the presentation of colors, and our chaplain comes out. I give a speech, and everybody gathers, and it's a fellowship moment. That's number one. That's the formal. And then we have a more relaxed where the command staff, that's why I'm dressed like this, we cook for the troops. Hamburgers, hot dogs. I think we got pulled chicken this year, and it's hot down there, but we plate up a lot of food, and then everybody comes down. And my favorite part about it, I love to grill and cook, but to sit back and watch all of the guys and gals get together and sit and have a meal and laugh and be appreciated. And it was a big thing for me when I was at that level, and now the joy of being able to do that, it's pretty special.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Definitely one of the highlights of working here for sure is seeing everyone down there enjoying it.
Yeah, and you don't like as like officers, you're out running calls. You don't get to sit down very often with a meal with each other to have a meal and to see everybody, like
Right.
all your different command staff people, and especially like the night guys. You guys are doing your own nighttime shift for them because sometimes there's not a lot of overlap between the night and the day. So unless you're intentional about it, it's kind of one of the one of the times that they actually get to see you, you get to appreciate them more.
Right. They can feel forgotten.
Yeah.
Right. When you work at night, I worked at night for half my career, not in a row, but
Right.
over the course of it, between working the street or being a supervisor, and you can really feel like it's just you and your crew, and nobody else is around. There's a lot of benefit to that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, some people like that.
It's really good bonding to do that. But you can also feel like you're on an island. So not only do we cook during the day, but we come back and do it at night. And we usually would cater something. This year we're going, extra intentional, and we're gonna fire that grill back up and have that same experience during the day at night. So I'm excited about that for this evening. But it is a serious week when you think about it, and you think about it regionally, right? You've got City of Fort Myers, the most recent, but they've had several officers die in the line of duty for the City of Fort Myers PD. So I know that Chief Fields and his crew do a very, very memorable ceremony. Yesterday, Thursday, the Lee County Sheriff's Office did theirs. I've been to that ceremony many times. They do a fantastic job of honoring their fallen. We have been extremely blessed here. We've had a couple of close calls, but we have not had that tragedy. When you look at Charlotte, I've been to several funerals for Charlotte County. So it is in this region. And when you look at the numbers, right, in 2025, 111 law enforcement officers, federal, state, tribal, city, in total, lost their lives in the line of duty. 44 of those were gunshot, shootouts. 34, I believe, or in that number, were traffic crashes. And that's one that you don't think about a lot, but getting to the call for service, and it's a tragedy. We had the motorcycle officers over on the East Coast within this year that were killed. Very tragic. And then one that people don't talk about, but we're starting to talk about, is suicide.
Yeah.
And there aren't really accurate counts about that, but it's an increasing. So I tie it all in together because it's something that we as leadership in police, not just myself and my command staff, but across the country, is what role do we have? And when you talk about Police Memorial Week, how do you memorialize? How do you remember the fallen? Well, obviously you do ceremonies and you do remembrance and you shroud the badge and you today's times you make posts about it and you acknowledge it. But that's not it. True remembrance and honoring those are action words. So you have to do something. So when you have this energy and you want to do something, what do you do to honor them? And the best way, not the only way, but the best way that I can think of is to take your opportunity, your privilege and blessing to be able to put on the uniform or the shirt and tie if you're a detective and come to work. You don't have to come to work. You get to come to work. And when you look at it from the lens of honoring and remembering, you get to do that. And you do the job the right way for them. That's how you honor them. You treat people the way you'd like to be treated. You give full effort to solve crime or all the way down to a quality of life issue. Put yourself in that situation. What would you want to do in your neighborhood if you were experiencing something that was a nuisance? You treat it the way it deserves to be treated, as if your parents or your loved ones were experiencing that type of an incident. You do the job the right way. So you point your compass in the direction of the right way, and when you know that you're going the right way, you go full speed. That's how you honor them, right? And as leaders and command staff, you honor by taking care of your people. I said it on Wednesday, you shouldn't wait until, to be blunt, till one of your officers is at a funeral. When they're in a casket is not the time that you honor them.
Right.
That's not the time that you take care of their family, is when they're grieving. You take care of them now, and you treat them like gold. You let them know that they matter, and you provide them with the tools. If there's a better system out there or asset that we can get to make the job better, then you get it and you move mountains to get it. And it's not easy. You have to fight. You have to butt heads with finance people. You have to convince, either through cooperation or battle, to get the things that your staff needs. I think that's leadership's job. You need to acknowledge what we talked about with suicide, and provide wellness outlets, right? And what are the triggers for people to be in that situation? Well, it starts in the workplace. You need to make sure that it's a welcoming, supportive environment. You need to make sure that they have the safety when they go out into the street. You need to make sure that if they experience something very traumatic or shocking, most of our people were from all walks of life, but you're drawn to this profession because you understand the right way to do things and the right way to live. So you've experienced a certain lifestyle, and you're going to be exposed to something that you probably were not around. Maybe you were and you have overcome it, but most people lived a certain, I won't say sheltered, but a traditional, not exposed to a lot of things. And when you become exposed to a lot of things, it can wear on you over time.
Yeah.
We need to recognize that and provide outlets for people to talk if that's what you need, to decompress if that's what you need. And then another big component that we're starting to learn about wellness is financial wellness. You look at, not a political thing, but gas is high, bills are high for everybody, for our staff too. And one of the greatest stressors in life is financial security. So we provide financial education for our people so that they're not making foolish decisions, and give a whole 360 holistic view on wellness. So that's what we can do. And all of those things that I just talked about are action items. And if you do those anyway, you should. But if you put kind of like the eye doctor, this better, that better, you put the
Yes.
lens, you look through the lens
Yeah.
of honoring the fallen on Police Week. Well, this is what you do. And I'm very proud of our department and the men and women who work with us that bring those ideas upward, and we as leaders engage them.
I think just like within such a short period of time, we've come such a long way. Mm-hmm. And Monday, we actually have a podcast coming out with Officer Frazen talking about peer support and our different options and kind of how that process works, and just providing officers that have been through a lot, or maybe you just notice something's off, you check in with somebody, just different checks and balances to make sure that the people around you that you work with, that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, are doing okay. And I think that's huge.
Right. And finding people in the organization, it's not me. I don't walk around and do wellness checks on people all day. I wish I could. I have to rely on people who are better at it than me. And the guy you're going to talk to on Monday is better at it than me.
He's awesome.
And he is our lead for peer support. He's big into the space, and it was a ground up effort, and he was one of the ones. So, kind of stepping back, this is all how we honor the fallen. We honor the profession that was declared, this week in the 60s to do that. Well, you do that by doing things, and these are the things that you do, all the way from me sweating over a grill, all the way to providing somebody the tools they need to be financially secure and emotionally prepared. And we always like to tie this back to the public. If you're taking care of your people, and if you're honoring and doing those things, you're going to get a better product at the point of sale when you call the police. So
Exactly.
Yep.
All of it's essentially to be better for the city that we're all serving.
Yep. And that we're a part of, right?
Absolutely.
So hopefully after this week, our bellies will be full, our cup will be full. Thanks for the burgers, Chief.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I'm excited for my burger today.
And then we'll get back to physical wellness after that.
Yeah, after today, we'll focus on the physical wellness again. Maybe run a few laps on the treadmill.
Look, burgers are protein.
That's true.
I have no issues with that.
That's true. Exactly.
Life's about balance.
100%. I don't know what I'm going to tell myself when I'm eating a couple cookies later, but we'll worry about that later.
That's it.
We'll blame the fire department.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Anything else, Chief?
Oh, that's it.
Awesome. Well, happy Police Week. It's been a great week. And I guess we'll catch you all next time. Thanks for listening and watching.
Take care.
Stay safe. Thank you for listening to the Cape Copcast, where we dive into the heart of the Cape Coral Police Department safety initiatives, community relations, and the insightful stories of different officers that make up our department.
Please like and share our podcast. If you have feedback, you can email capepdpao@capecoral.gov. And remember to follow us on social media. Our handle is @CapePD on all major platforms. Stay safe, stay Cape.